Yo, what is up, everybody? Esco back again. Another short horror story for you guys, written by Vivian Justin. Remember to use the links in the description below. Show love to them. Like, comment, and subscribe. Story 3, Puppet. Joanne had a reputation as a successful young singer. She launched one album after another, one concert after another. She had all the tools to become a world-famous artist. Her manager and her father did everything possible to ensure that her daughter made as much money as possible. He saw only money in her talent. He took full advantage of his daughter, who enjoyed the attention of her father regardless of everything. The crew went to Boston for a big concert. So far, over 80,000 people had bought tickets. Joanne was very nervous, but also very happy. She had never had such a large audience. On the eve of the concert, the crew noticed that Joanne was acting strangely. Her speech was slurred, her movements were unsteady. They simply didn't know whether her behavior was caused by the stress of the concert or by something else. Everyone had gone to bed when Greg heard a noise coming from behind his bedroom door. He slowly climbed out of bed and headed upstairs. He wiped his eyes and walked straight to the door. He opened it, but was greeted by emptiness. When he laid back down, the same noise filtered into the room. He pushed open the door and bumped into Joanne at the foot of the corridor walls. Greg carried her into the room and laid her on her bed. Joanne just stared at the ceiling with a shaky face. With half an ear, he could hear the man calling to him. But he simply could not answer. There was just no strength in him. It was as if he had been simply switched off. The next day, nothing of Joanne's behavior of the previous day was noticeable. Although the whole room was filled with the sound of her father's exasperation, who was talking about a software glitch on his phone, everyone was listening to him. As the time approached, Joanne became more and more nervous. She was afraid that the concert would not go as planned. Somehow, she felt that her limbs were not moving as she would have liked, and her speech changed from one moment to the next. Joanne took the stage to find herself facing the stares of tens of thousands of people. She found it shocking. One song followed another, but she wasn't sure what she was doing. She deduced from the huge cheers that she was doing what she was doing well. The audience went wild and applauded happily in the air for their favorite star. The light show was just icing on the cake. Everyone wanted to get closer to their favorite star, and her manager was on the phone with a happy face. The increased income, in the meantime, filled his soul with warmth. He no longer cared what he pressed on the phone. Joanne suddenly stumbled, but corrected the slip without attracting attention. She was losing more and more control over her own body. Suddenly, a strange feeling came over her. It was like a time bomb had gone off. The manager jumped into his car and left the venue before the concert was over, watching the action from a distance of about 2 kilometers. The stadium was level with the ground. The whole thing exploded with all the fans, crews, and vendors. There was nothing left of it. The father dropped a tear, but quickly wiped it from his face. A smile came over his face. A few years ago, when Joanne was still fluttering her wings, she had a chip implanted. It was experimental, of course. She jumped at the idea. From then on, her father didn't let his daughter stray off course. He controlled her speech and her movements. The biggest hit of the Boston concert came when Greg told her she was talentless. Now, he's written himself into the history books for eternity. Now, the name of my talentless self will live on forever. He drove to the police building with a smile. He gave himself up without hesitation. He wanted his name and face to be everywhere. His plan has succeeded. His face appeared on every TV program with a smug smile. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our story.